Mr. President, thank you very much for inviting me here today to your home, the home of WorldSkills Austria, a long-standing and very successful member of the WorldSkills family. As you have said, Austria competed in Sao Paulo at our international skills competition, and two things are important about that. Firstly, Austria has been one of the longest lasting members of WorldSkills. They have provided members of the board of WorldSkills. They have provided location for the latest in 2008 for our General Assembly. But perhaps more important for that is that WorldSkills Austria and the country of Austria, through the chambers, have produced young people like the Sue you sit on my left, who have represented Austria with great success, both at EuroSkills competitions, but in my case, at WorldSkills International competitions, such as Sao Paulo. When we look at the 60 countries that competed in Sao Paulo, but then we look back at the countries that competed in Leipzig in 2013, London 2011, Canada 2009, Austria, WorldSkills Austria has always been providing competitors who have meant that Austria is in the top 10 countries of the world in competing at skills competitions. I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but every time in those competitions, Austria has been successful. Now, we also have some very successful countries such as Korea, Taiwan, Chinese Taipei, from the Asian countries. But within Europe, Europe is very good at having representation in the top 10, with Austria, with Switzerland, with Germany, but also United Kingdom and France occupying positions in the top 10. But what is particularly interesting to me as president of WorldSkills is the system that produces time after time good quality, young technicians, young craftspeople, young apprentices, young experts, when so much of the rest of Europe is perhaps not as successful, and other countries such as, and I use only as an example, Spain, the Scandinavian countries, all of whom have a high quality of education, don't transform that into a high quality of skills that can be used in the economy. And let's be absolutely straight about this. An economy that does not have skills will not succeed. It will not succeed over a long time. A country that only has skills and does not have jobs for those people will also fail. All the evidence created, found by research organizations indicates that skills and jobs must be working together at every level. A country, it is now accepted, I think, in almost every country I visit, that a country cannot succeed with its economy if the only people in the economy are either graduates of university or are unskilled. For an economy to work, for the generation of wealth for a country to pay for a good education system, a good health system, good infrastructure, good cultural system, you have to have a mixture of highly qualified university graduates, master's graduates, PhD students, doctoral students, and a craft class, which is respected by employers, by parents, by young people. The world will move on, and there will be fewer and fewer jobs for unskilled labour. I think you probably understand that as much in Austria as we do in other countries of the world. But what that means is we have to have better represented, better trained, better understood craftsmen and women to work with their hearts, their heads, and their hands in the future. If we look in this room, if we look at the chamber about what allows you to function, you would not be sitting here without the skills that WorldSkills and WorldSkills Austria promote. We would have no concrete. We would have no lifts or elevators. We would have no lighting. We would have no air conditioning. We would have no microphones, no computers. All of these things require a mixture of individuals to develop who go to university, but individuals to create who work within the vocational system, the craft system, to bring this into reality. If you go to Korea, and they have been the most successful country in WorldSkills, and you talk to companies such as Samsung and Hyundai, they place as much importance, they pay and give the status to the people who maintain the robots on the production line as they do for the person who designs the robot on the production line. If a robot breaks down, the production line stops, there are no cars from Hyundai, there are no televisions from Samsung. A PhD designer will not repair a robot to start it again to make profit for Hyundai or Samsung. The person who will repair it will be a person who started, like in Austria, like now in Korea, working at the age of 15, 16 with their hands as well as with their brains. The world has to change in this, some people call it, new industrial revolution, where there is an understanding that young people like we have here are not only our future, and with modern communication, social media, with modern techniques, are going to be the people to whom we have to listen about what is going to be the future, but also that young people such as these are going to be entering for the first time for 2 or 3 generations in the majority into craft, vocational and technical skills. And I give finally great credit to WorldSkills Austria, to the Chamber who supports WorldSkills Austria in the WorldSkills movement of Europe and of the world, for being one of the countries, one of the organizations that has kept the faith about the future being with young people and their head, hearts and hands, rather than being one of the countries or organizations that has rushed to try and make 100% of its population with a degree. And I believe that Europe as a trading bloc, the world as an increasingly global place, can only succeed if we, the people in grey suits and not so dark hair, listen to the young people about what the future that they are going to have is about. And we should listen to them about their education and about their future in the workplace, because much as all of us would like to spend our time skiing or sunbathing or sailing or doing other activities at leisure, all of our fates are tied up with our education that leads to our work, and therefore the generation of wealth for ourselves, our families, our communities and our countries. And that is why the young people of Austria are so lucky in the way that they have WorldSkills Austria, and supported by the Chamber, to see them on their way for the future. Thank you.